Hello YouTube, I'm Austin.
I'm Jesse, and welcome back to Gamers Initiative for a brand new review
On Smash Up.
A great 4-player card game. And the objective is to get 15 victory points by capturing different bases by playing minions and special actions to get those bases. Each base, as you can see here, has a point system. First place, you get 5 victory points. Second, 3 victory points. And last place, you get 2 victory points. Each base is really cool because it has special abilities that change how you come at that base. Instead of just charging some bases, you need to be very careful. And you can't go around killing your opponent's guys, because if you do, they'll be getting victory points for that. You don't want to do that. On other bases, all your dudes, everybody gets a +1 to their power, which is really cool.
Well, one thing I like to say is, when you first open the box, that should be the first thing that you see. And I just happened to see something. It's an expansion that we will do. It's pretty cool. It's
Awesome level 9,000.
Yes, sir. And this one features 4 new distinct factions that you can mix and match to defeat your opponent.
That's correct. There's Ghosts, Killer Plants, Steampunk, I believe, and Bear Cavalry. Which mixes up your gameplay a little more, getting a couple of new factions in there so you can expand your factions, build more and different unique decks. The idea, to get your 15 victory points, you'll take 2 factions, put them together into one deck, and go out there and just have some fun and start capturing bases.
Oh yeah.
Now, each faction has its own special trait that they have, and sometimes they work together well with others, and sometimes they don't work so well with other factions. It just depends on the factions you mix, but it's always fun just to mix them together and see what kind of crazy things you'll get.
Zombie aliens.
One of your favorites.
Yeah. First time that I actually played this with Jesse, I picked zombie aliens, and every time I play zombie aliens, I always win, because I don't know why. That's just a perfect combination for me. It works well. But I guess I got banned from it apparently.
It will fit your play style very well, which is cool.
Yeah.
You can just start mixing different factions to see what fits your play style. Some fit them better than others, but they work out really well. We don't let him play those anymore.
Yeah, but good suggestion though. Zombie aliens is the way to go. If you don't know what to start with, try zombie aliens and tell me what you think.
It is pretty cool. Partially, the wonderful mechanism for the zombies is what you would expect. They never really die. And what I mean by this is, after you play your minions on a base, and the base is captured, your cards go in the discard pile. Now, for most factions, yeah, that sucks, because you can't get them back until after you go through all your cards, and then you have to reshuffle your deck again.
Right.
Not with zombies. Zombies let you pull your cards out of your discard pile, depending on what card you play, which is a nice edge you have to keep getting those minions back after using them again.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, there are a ton of bases, so you don't have to worry about having a small selection of bases, because there's plenty of them.
This is true. This is true.
There's also plenty of minions. I mean, right here is ninjas. This card, it's special. It's on your turn. If you have not yet played a minion, you may return the minion to your hand and play an extra minion on a base, which is really cool.
Really good. When normally you get to play 1 minion, 1 action. That's it. Unless you have cards that state otherwise. Now, to get really into this, you've got your different factions. In the base set, the core set, you've got your dinosaurs, you've got your pirates, you've got your ninjas, you've got your robots, You've got aliens, wizards, zombies, tricksters, just to start off in the core set, which that alone adds a lot of great variety and a bunch of different combinations, which is really fun.
And show them the amount of space that you get.
Yeah,
Never had that
this is a personal favorite of mine, the storage. Because as you can see, you've got different slots for each different faction, plus plenty of extra room over here for any future expansions that they come out with. It holds all the cards in the base set individually, so you can put all one faction together, put them in a slot. Fantastic. I personally think that if you're going to come out with a card game like this, you should use the storage technique because it's really helpful. Instead of just putting all your cards in the box, you pick it up one day to get it out and play. Cards are everywhere. You have to reorganize all your cards, put all your stuff back in the right order, and
that just takes time.
Exactly.
That takes a lot of time.
Now, for me personally, I love robots. Robots, so much fun. And I love ninjas. Robots, well, their main mechanism is that they replicate a lot. You put one out, you're bound to get a second one on the same turn, which is one of those exceptions to the rule that I was talking about earlier, where normally you only get one action and one minion. But some of the robot cards say if you play this minion, you can put out another one, 2 or less on the field, which is fantastic. Right. Now, the ninjas are great. They do what ninjas do best. They're stealthy. They kill. And they always slip in at the last possible moment to steal those victory points.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Which, like you said, they all have their advantages, and then again, they all have their disadvantages.
Yeah. Aliens, man, they have a few cards in there where this is like, you play this card, 1 victory point.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, them aliens keep stealing them victory points.
And when you're playing with other people, if you do something like that, that just really irritates them.
It's crazy. It's a fun little card they put in there, but at the same time, you gotta watch out for those aliens, man. They'll come out of nowhere, which is cool. So we talked about the zombies a little bit. We talked about the ninjas a little bit. We've even talked about some of the alien stuff for a little bit. Now, the wizards. For those of you who like to be like, oh, I play all these cards all the time, Wizards is probably for you, because they let you play extra minions, take extra actions. So they get cards, they'll just let them play extra cards all the time, which is a fantastic trait. The dinosaurs are exactly what you would expect from dinosaurs. Raw stomping power. They got buffs that will raise their power level. It's fantastic. If you just want a deck that just gets in there and stomps. It's great. Tricksters. Well, they're what you'd expect from tricksters. They got all these tricks that are just like, well, I'm going to play this card, and guess what? Whatever faction I say can't be played on this base.
Yeah.
Or, oh, look, I set a fire trap. Oh, it explodes. It kills off some of your minions. That's awesome for me. So I can get more minions on there. Now, speaking of minions and bases and scoring, in order to get these points, you're going to play your minions. Like, for instance, something simple. Well, here we go. The King Rex. He's a 7. That's his power. Now, that number goes toward the base. And once you hit, for instance, on the cemetery, once you hit that 20 marker, the base breaks, or more. So if you play a 7, you've got 7 out of 20 to meet that 20 marker. You got 7 points toward it. And that doesn't count just for yours. It counts for all the minions at that base. So when the base breaks, then you count up the power of all the minions for you, and the other players will do the same. The person with the highest power gets the first place points, and then second place, and so on. So you want to make sure you get in there and have the highest power by the end or else you're not getting those first place points. But that's another cool thing about this too. Yeah, if you play with 4 people, there's always going to be that one guy who doesn't get points.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as long as you're in the top 3, and then with 4 players, you just got to make sure you beat that one guy. They reward the top 3 every base, with the exception of that one I was talking about. That gives you first place 2 and the rest 0, which is really cool.
So that's our review on Smash Up. If you like to buy this game, a link will be down in this description. And also, if you would like for us to get that expansion that we showed you earlier, we will get that if you want, and do a review on that as well.
There are a few other expansions other than the awesome level 9000. They have a Cthulhu one, which, as some of you only know, Cthulhu is a big subject right now in the gaming industry. So they got a Cthulhu expansion, they have a science fiction expansion, so they got a few expansions out there. Okay?
Yeah, so if you like this, please subscribe, and we will have more videos coming up soon.
Alright, happy
Happy
gaming!
gaming.